Shown Leadership Television inside Nigeria. Today is November 13th, 2024, and my name is Winifred Weber, your host on the program. On today's segment of the show, we are just going to be looking at front headline stories of some select newspapers, including Leadership, Nigeria's most influential. And of course, as we normally do on the program, we like to flag up with Leadership newspaper. Let's go with Leadership and see what Leadership is leading with this midweek. Epileptic power supply in North may last longer. Epileptic power supply in North may last longer. The story runs on page 4 as usual on the program. On Leadership, single circuit supplying Northwest, connection base unavailable, $1.661 billion for infrastructure mismanaged. EFCC beam searchlight on discourse. But let's see what the story is saying as we move to page 4 of Leadership. The quest to resolve the past crisis in northern Nigeria appears increasingly bleak as new revelations have surfaced regarding the mismanagement and neglect that have plunged the region into prolonged darkness. Recent reports indicate a critical lack of transmission infrastructure to deliver power to the northwest and northeast. Insiders reveal that the Transmission Rehabilitation and Expansion Program, TREP, designed to enhance flexibility in the power supply, has been marred by the misappropriation of a staggering $1.661 billion. Moreover, over $500 million earmarked for counterpart funding of the Eastern Backbone project, which includes vital lines connecting Sokoto, Kaura, Namoda, Katsina, Jogana, Dutse, Azare, Potiskum, Damaturu, Yola, Jalingo, Mambila, Kashimbila, Ogoja, Ikom, and Calabar is also unaccounted for. This is what we can just afford on that leading story on Leadership today. This Wednesday, November 13, 2024. Epileptic power supply in North may last longer. It should be recalled that the North was plunged into darkness about 2 weeks ago, and for a whole week there was no light in the region. Other stories gracing the cover of Leadership this Wednesday are Archbishop of Canterbury Welby resigns over abuse scandal. Meningitis killed 361 in 1 year, NCDC. Ohaneze urges federal government to crush Lakurawa. World Bank IMF sabotaging Nigeria's varsities, ASU. World Bank IMF sabotaging Nigeria's varsities, ASU. And of course, we have the picture, the main cover picture on Leadership today. We have the Chairman Senate Committee on Third Fund, Senator Mutari Dantuse, Executive Secretary Third Fund, Sonye Chono, and Chairman Third Fund Board, Aminu Bello Masari, former Governor of Katsina, during the interactive meeting with heads of beneficiary institutions in Abuja on Monday. That is the caption for that leading picture on Leadership. Now moving towards the masthead of Leadership, we have hardest economic days behind us, Tinubu assures Nigerians. Hardest economic days behind us, Tinubu assures Nigerians. And on the business boss of Leadership, federal government borrows 18.65 trillion naira in 12 months. Federal government borrows 18.65 trillion naira in 12 months. The business story on the business boss this Wednesday. Despite significant revenue accrual to the Federation, available data show that the Nigerian government still borrowed 18.65 trillion naira in 12 months, equivalent to 1.55 trillion naira per month. Between June 2023 and June 2024, the government raised its total public debt from 87.38 trillion naira, representing $113.42 billion, to 134.3 trillion naira, equivalent of $91.35 billion. A data company, StatiSense, showed in a new data sheet while quoting official documents from the Debt Management Office, DMO. These are paragraphs from that leading business news on the business boss this Wednesday. The government borrows 18.65 trillion naira in 12 months. And on the stories above the masthead, we have editors urge government to ease impact of fuel subsidy removal. This is arising from the Editors Guild meeting in Yenagua, Bayelsa over the weekend. Okpebolo appoints Oshomole's son as commissioner. Of course, he's also yesterday the governor of Edo State, or Monday, Senator Mondo Okpebolo was sworn in as the governor of Edo State, and immediately he made his appointments, and one of them is a former governor of the state's son, Oshomole. Congratulations. From the cover, we move over to page 3 of leadership, where we have our stand. Today's stand is on needed disciplined lawmakers. Needed disciplined lawmakers. And the paragraphs from that editorial says, in a recent incident that sparked widespread outrage, Alex Ikweche, a member of the House of Representatives representing Aba North/South of Abia State, allegedly assaulted a boat driver, Stephen Abu Washira, in a display of arrogance and disregard for law. The incident, which occurred on October 28, 2024 in Abuja, has revealed not only the unacceptable behavior of some public officials, but also a deeper systemic problem of indiscipline and a sense of entitlement that continues to plague that segment of the society. The second paragraphs or that stand needed disciplined lawmakers, which takes us to the back page of today's leadership, where we have Wednesday column with Olufunke Baruwa. Today's column, she's writing on US election 2024, how the personnel shaped the political. In quote, it appears that Mr. Trump's secret weapon and the Republican winning formula is to run against female Democratic candidates, and this strategy has worked twice. Quotes from that column, US election 2024, how the personnel shaped the political. Where's the column with Olufunke Baruwa? And with that, we conclude review of Nigeria's most influential newspaper, Leadership, this Wednesday, November 13, 2024. For more, log on to www.leadership.ng. We move over to the next paper on our lineup, and that is Vanguard. Vanguard says minimum wage stays in panic mode over NLC's December 1 strike notice. Minimum wage stays in panic mode over NLC's December 1 strike notice. Only 12 states implementing new wage. 24 states yet to implement. 10 states remain silent on implementation. 7 states fail to give commencement date. 6 states promise to pay end of November. And of course, underneath that, we have the picture of the Edo State Governor, Senator Mondo Okpebolo, being sworn in as Edo State Governor yesterday in Ogbe Stadium, somewhere, Bemudia Stadium in Edo State. World Bank IMF determined to destroy our varsity system. Another leading story on Vanguard newspaper from ASU. Okowa not invited by EFCC over derivation fund coming from the aid of the former governor. Of course, it was in the media that Okowa, the former governor of Delta State, was invited by EFCC. However, the aid is saying that Okowa has not been invited by EFCC. 6 million Nigerians face existential threat as cost of diabetes care skyrockets. 6 million Nigerians face existential threat as cost of diabetes care skyrockets. And in sports, Morocco 2025, 22 Eagles train in Abidjan, ready to devour Ross cheetahs. And above the masthead of Vanguard, firms' confidence in economy falls 3.2 index points, according to CBN. AI orders to federal government drop defamation suits against Serap. Shettima sees APC governors in Edo as Okpebolo takes oath of office. Editors call for government intervention to save the media. And that also concludes the review of front headline stories today on Vanguard. For more, log on to the website of Vanguard newspaper. We move to the next paper on our menu, and that is The Punch. The Punch says, Ondo poll, all lose read to Ondo Guba poll this coming Saturday, November 16, 2024. Shettima leads APC mega rally as governor. Ajayi scams alleged rigging plot. Parties inspect sensitive materials today. Article campaigns for Ajayi. Ajasin's son backs governor. Federal government services foreign debt with $3.5 billion. Child abuse scandal, Archbishop of Canterbury resigns. Tax panel proposes relief for loss-making firms. Family accuses Abuja police of shooting 21-year-old son. Grid collapse, EFCC probes electricity contracts. These are leading stories on the Punch newspaper this Wednesday. And just beside the masthead of the Punch, we have Okpebolo takes over in Edo. Oshomole's son makes cabinet. And above the masthead of the Punch, Dangote IPMA members low petrol 990 naira per litre. Army buries Lagbaja Friday. Autonomy, federal government, local government sign agreement. That also concludes review of front headline stories on the Punch this Wednesday. For more, log on to the website of the Punch. And that takes us to the next paper on our menu, and that is The Guardian. The Guardian said UTIDE offers hope for weak naira amid negative forecast. UTIDE offers hope for weak naira amid negative forecast. And beneath that, we have the Naira note, Central Bank of Nigeria 1,000 Naira note. We have 1,000 Fitch projects further depreciation of the Naira to 1,993 Naira. CBN continues liquidity hunting, quote in quote IMTOs. Nigeria's net foreign forest reserves position unknown. Beneath that headline story, House of Reps seeks review of mining consent process as collapse site keys 13 in Plateau. Fund anticipatory climate actions. IRC test leaders as flooding worsens. Ondo poll, IPAC tax INEC security agencies on neutrality. Nigeria recovered over $5 billion stolen assets in 25 years. No NDA executed 20% of capital projects, says EFCC amid push for power sector reforms. No NDA executed 20% of capital projects, says EFCC amid push for power sector reforms. And Okowa says, I have nothing to hide. The story is on page 3 of The Guardian. OPEC projects lower oil demand as Nigeria's production stagnates at 1.4 million. Okpebolo sworn in as Edo governor appoints 8. Meningitis, Nigeria records 361 deaths, 380 cases in 2 years. Also on other papers prior to the Guardian review. With that, we also conclude the review of the Guardian newspaper this Wednesday. For more, log on to the website of the Guardian, even as we move to the last paper we have on our menu this Wednesday, and that is Daily Sun. Daily Sun says Anglican Church revolts over same-sex marriage, breaks ranks with Church of England as Archbishop of Canterbury resigns over child abuse allegations. Anglican Church revolts over same-sex marriage, breaks ranks with Church of England as Archbishop of Canterbury resigns over child abuse allegations. The story runs on page 6 of Daily Sun. Saudi Arabian Prince hails Tinubu's economic reforms. New Edo Governor Okpebolo lists security, infrastructure, healthcare, food sufficiency, education as priorities. Appoints SSG Attorney General Shomole's son as Commissioner Designate. Federal government announces 24-hour surveillance of airports. Editors urge government to ease impact of fuel subsidy removal, forest volatility. Call for measures to save nation's economy. We move towards the masthead of Daily Sun. Federal government, World Bank orders strategize to bridge financial divide for 28 million unbanked Nigerians. The federal government, the World Bank Group, African central banks, and other regional and global stakeholders have pushed for the immediate bridging of the financial divide affecting over 28 million Nigerians and hundreds of millions across Africa. That was the thrust of conversations at the two-day 2024 International Financial Inclusion Conference that commenced in Lagos on Tuesday, themed Inclusive Growth, Harnessing Financial Inclusion for Economic Development. Speaking at the event, Vice President Kashim Shettima emphasized the great impact of financial inclusion in driving national growth and prosperity, especially as Nigeria pursues its ambitious goal of becoming a $1 trillion economy. That's headlines, paragraphs from that us leading story on Daily Sun today. Federal government, World Bank orders strategize to bridge financial divide for 28 million unbanked Nigerians. Still on Daily Sun newspaper, beside the masthead, IMF, World Bank determined to destroy Nigeria's public varsity system, ASU. Laments government's poor attention to institutions, honors 14 members for outstanding role in struggle. That concludes front headline stories review on Daily Sun newspaper this Wednesday. For more, log on to the website of Daily Sun, www.thesun.ng. It's on that note we come to the end of today's Inside Nigerian Leadership Television. For more, don't forget to log on to the website for more stories, and don't also forget to join us same time, same station tomorrow for another fresh edition of the program Inside Nigeria. My name is Winifred Bebo. Thanks for joining us.
Thank you for watching. For sponsorship and advert placements, please contact 080-3688-6158. Last Word Leadership